Oh, guten Morgen, half a day, and again. Hopefully today's the last time we're playing this, cause I gotta drop off my computer tomorrow. Sherlock Holmes, chapter 1. I might have just woken up from a nap, so I might still be little. Yes. Fabio's murder. Where's this lovely house that I was at? Oh, directly behind me.
Welcome, sir.
Needs to be in the sun more. Hi, Crimson. Heck yeah. Thank you. You're awesome too. Now, dead body. I forgot. John. I know, John. I know. Anyway, what's up?
Werner, care to explain what is going on here?
On nights like these, it's not unusual for some attendees to get a little exuberant. It's part of the appeal. Unfortunately, it appears things have gotten out of hand. Yes, some are more prone to bend the rules of morality.
That's murder. I doubt there's anything left to bend. Why did you not tell me immediately? We were chatting about trivial matters for some time.
If I'm completely honest, Sherlock, I've consumed a rather potent cocktail of substances. My attention slips and drifts. But I'm glad I thought to call for you.
You sent me a disguise.
Oh dear, did I? Well, since I found the body, Mr. Manchios has agreed that you can investigate the matter. I promise my mind will behave itself going forward.
All right. Pull yourself together, Werner.
Good morning. That's a nice costume you got on there, Sherlock, right? I had to sneak into this party so no one could ask me anything suspicious. Just nights like these, it's like, that's freaking murder. We were chatting. It's like, I'm very intoxicated, Sherlock. I was chatting. Totally forgot why I called you.
What is it about these nights that you were so eager to share with me?
Well, they're not always in the evenings, but they are in the shadows. People gather to test their boundaries in a safe and consensual atmosphere, often with more stains than your typical crime scene. But that is the point. Who are we to judge?
I suppose that's fair. What about today, then? Was anything different?
Well, I was invited as a special guest. It was supposed to be a time of both divine and carnal pleasures. A scratch for every unconventional itch.
I imagine you're reeling from your shattered expectations.
On the contrary, there is still spectacle, stimulation, and release, merely in a different form. I like to let life entertain me.
Or death.
Yeah, who is the owner of the house?
Mr. Manchios is the owner of the manor, yes?
And the host of Cordonus' most memorable parties. He promises even the ugliest guest a partner for the night. And for the ones with more unconventional tastes, Mr. Manchios provides other services.
What a caring person.
You cannot begin to imagine.
How did you discover the body? In between guzzles of alcohol?
I was set to perform in a fecundity rite with Fabio and came to inquire further. It was a staged ritual where he was to play the principle of life.
And the rehearsal was unsuccessful?
Huh, who knows? I found him alone on the altar, his blood dripping to the floor.
And then?
Then I called Mr. Manchios. He was panicking, so I told him about you. We left the room and locked the door. Then we were...
Filling time?
Waiting for you was stressful. We indulged in some simple comforts. Overindulged, perhaps.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Fabio was the principal of life, so I'm guessing his scene partner, the one Manchizio, was like, they paid good money to be with you. You're going to be with every single one of them. I think that is who the guy was going to be, and maybe they did the murder.
Were you well acquainted with Fabio, the victim?
Everyone knew Fabio, or wanted to. His beauty was the talk of the island. Too handsome to go unnoticed. He was magnetic. Fat wallets fought for the privilege of having him. He offered the pleasures of performance and more.
Huh.
What about the fertility ritual? There was something about Fabio being a principle of life.
Fabio was supposed to portray the beauty of life's origin. Flowers, oil. Not this travesty that seems straight out of the Inquisition.
So this ritual is not the fertility rite. What was it meant to look like?
It begins with a woman lying naked in a flower bed on the altar. She represents Gaia, the earth. As I cover her in oils, we chant for the principle. As our calls reach a climax, Fabio enters and copulates with her. After he finishes, I stab her with a dagger. That part's just pretend, of course.
But the intercourse is not?
I did not expect you to be such a prude. Are you a virgin? It is nothing to be ashamed of, but it would explain the color of your cheeks. The fertility rite marks the start of our festivities. The principle of life is beautiful, intimate, essential. It must not be stopped.
Yet it appears that someone did stop it. What about the naked woman? Can you tell me anything about her?
Oh yes, Matista. She's one of Fabio's compatriots and a performer too. I haven't seen her today, actually.
The fact that Watson the entire time is still in the background just like, oh, what is going on here? Wow, what a question. Yeah, just straight up. I mean, Sherlock's 21, but I just love the way that Sherlock asks it. He's like, and the intercourse is real? Is not? It's fucking. Never change, Sherlock. Always follow logic and truth.
The police remain unaware of this tragic event?
Some of them may be hiding behind their masks. They conceal many things. But we didn't want the authorities to create more problems. Besides, after a few cocktails, their incompetence will have soared to new heights.
How do you know I even want the case?
I promised you relaxation. If there's one thing I know about you, Sherlock, it's that nothing soothes you more than a good mystery.
He has a point.
When you discovered the body, was the door open?
No, it was locked. Oh, that reminds me. It's a minor detail, but the first time I came to speak to Fabio, I left without entering, having been unable to open the door.
You didn't have the key?
No, I had it. Don't look at me like that. I was mostly sober. I suspect there was a key in the other side of the door, blocking the lock.
That detail may very well be major, Werner. Well done. So you returned later only to find the lock was not blocked?
Correct. After an hour had passed, I tried again and was able to unlock the door. That's when I discovered poor, handsome Fabio.
So, Sherry, do you have any ideas about the case?
Perhaps. I think I can deduce what happened here.
Alright. Let's see if we can figure it out. If not, I do have my guide. Alright. I think he definitely stabbed him, because we see that he grips the sheet, so he was conscious, but he couldn't move. So, something. The bunk! Just all the achievements. Also, don't mind his cheeks. Yeah, I think the killer put him in. That would explain it. He drugged him. Yeah, I want to say this is where you got bonked. Alright, let's see if we're right.
If you want me to listen, then
The
get
bottle
on your
was
knees
used as a
and
weapon
beg.
during a scuffle in the smoking lounge.
Hi,
Then,
Tony!
to ensure no one would interrupt, the murderer locked the door. The unconscious body of the victim was moved to the altar room. Once the body was on the altar, the murderer thrust the dagger into the victim's heart. Symbols were drawn with the blood. The wardrobe was used to hide the bloodied robe from anyone's eyes. The killer washed himself and took a clean robe from the hanger before leaving.
Are you all right? You're on the floor, not moving.
I think I know what happened here.
God damn it, John. Heck in, Tony. And yes, we are still Holmesing. We are on Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, and I'm hoping today we finish it because tomorrow I'm bringing my computer in to upgrade it. So come Friday, I kind of want to see if we can do Mystery of a Mummy, because then, you know, it's better. And that way it would just be a dramatic, like, look how low the graphics are to look what they are now when we do The Awakened. But if not, then we'll just go straight to The Awakened. Mind Paris! All right. Ooh. Fabio was killed in a ritual murder. The ritual was a cover. The true murder motive. It was a cover. Oop. The murderer had a key to the altar room and locked the door. But how are you doing today? We must have this. Technically Mystery of a Mummy if we can get it to play, and then The Awakened, and then we're done with Sherlock. Just a whole month of Sherlock. Sherlocking it up. Alright. Do you know anything?
I'm starting to put the pieces together.
Fabio was stabbed.
I see nothing gets past you, Werner. Yes, he was stabbed, but only after being knocked out in the next room and placed here. I do not yet know why.
So, who's responsible?
Well, it was one person working alone, and the murderer has now donned a robe. He or she could be hiding in plain sight. We have lost time, Werner, but your discretion may prove to be a benediction after all.
What? Rainbows.
The murderer had to have access to this room. After the crime, he used his own key to lock the door. So, who had the key to the altar room?
I'm not sure. As a special guest, I was provided one by Mr. Manchios. He should be able to tell you of any others.
Where can I find him?
Most likely in the main hall, entertaining his guests. He has a mask with golden stars. You can't miss him. But please be discreet. We don't want to risk disturbing the revelry.
Tired of you? I'm also tired. I woke up from a nap. So I was like, oh, tired. And I'm trying to like finish watching some K-dramas before they're off of Netflix. It's a battle. So you only have so much time in a day, and it's like, gotta read subtitles. All right. Golden stars. Tense and brittle? Is it you?
Kurt Manchios, I presume. I'm Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, you must be the one Werner told me about. What a sweet voice you have. It must belong to a handsome young man. Can I call you Sherlock?
As you wish, Mr. Manchios. Mr. Vogel asked me to help you. The body in the altar room requires answers, and quickly. I suspect the murderer to still be here.
What? Lower your voice. I don't want anyone to hear us.
Oh.
Did you know Fabio well?
People are starting to look at us, Sherlock. Change the subject. I can't believe what happened to him. To me. Such an atrocity. Think what it means for me. A wonderful evening for so many good, influential, and rich people has been ruined. I have betrayed all my promises of exotic delights.
I don't understand. Surely a murder would affect your reputation to a greater extent.
Please, isn't this why you are here? I thought you were a silent magician. Do your tricks and make it go away.
I need to find all those who had the key to the altar room. As far as I know, Mr. Vogel, Fabio, and you had access to it. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. Also, Matista and Santos.
Santos? Who is that?
Santos Pinchetti, my major domo. In his opinion, at least.
Sorry. Your major domo? Like, Domo, the little brown guy with like the open mouth and teeth, and he's just like, it's like Domo, and he's just like, "Rah."
I'd like to speak to Mr. Pinchetti and Matista. Do you have somewhere I might have a private conversation with them?
Of course, of course. Let me think. Matista is entertaining the guests somewhere, and Santos... Oh, yes. He will be busy with the servants. Or the cook. What's that noise? What's going on? Freeze, filth. You're under arrest.
Oh! Ah! It's a raid! Police, scatter! Ah! Oh no. You did not just kick a servant down the stairs! Oh my god. Waltz of the Flowers, Walter Police Raid?
Committed a crime, and now I have to free you, kiss your hand, and apologize for the inconvenience. Your Grace.
I did tell you that Mr. Vogel and I were innocent. I emphasized it in my statement.
Your statement? Thanks to some bigwigs who work for the so-called good of the country by releasing fleas like you. Thank God we have Vogel in his letter. Once I get to that goldfish, I'll...
Bigwig. Oh, my wretched brother Mycroft and his long nose.
Wait, did you say Mycroft? Mycroft Holmes? Are you the youngest son of Violet Holmes, rest her soul?
Meepo runs. Ah! Well, Sherlock, now you know. You're gonna look for the exit in every single building you enter, because you never know when a police raid is gonna happen.
You knew my mother?
Not personally, no. Not exactly. I was working on the paperwork for that case.
Would you happen to remember anything of the events?
Well, I didn't make the inquiry, but I remember seeing some notes. Why?
Help me.
You must help me. It would mean a great deal to me if you could find any information about that day.
Huh. Got you hooked, right? You know what? Stark and the others think they're the smartest here, thanks to you. Let me get this straight. Are you listening to me, lad?
I'm all ears.
Take this case. Report to me only, to Constable Harvey Oswald. I'll leave everything I have on this table. Find the murderer. Be a real copper. Question the suspects, make them sing, give me something substantial.
And if Mr. Vogel is not a suspect?
If he's innocent, then you can take your favourite degenerate away from here. If you slip or mess with the evidence, then trust me, your brother won't save you from my bludgeon. Meanwhile, I'll be checking the archive for you. If anybody asks, then you're a consulting detective.
Let's make a start then, partner.
And that's, like, where it gets born.
I'm glad we managed to get the scoop before the raid.
New face mask. Do I get to keep? Oh, I can't change? Freaking Waltz of the Flowers. I don't think it's copyrighted, but it might be. So, that's why I was like, if it's copyrighted, that means it's gonna get trimmed out. Which means I can dance. Following a report from a witness of the satanic ritual, who claimed to have found a body, the raid on Manchio's mansion was granted. It resulted in the arrest of multiple suspects and dispersal of the group in masks and robes caught in acts of gross indecency and unnatural behavior. The The body of the victim was found lying on an altar with a knife wound in his chest. The officers identified the victim, Fabio, 20, a local performer and artist. Vogel had a letter of insulting nature in his possession, which had been written by the victim. He claims to have found the body. He is infamous for his eccentric personality. Insulting nature? Carried a murder weapon, a dagger with the victim's blood, and other items of evidence. He was invited by another suspect, presumably to obstruct the official investigation. And Chios, the owner of the mansion and organizer of the satanic party, paid the victim to participate in the ritual, had access to the crime scene. Matista, Fabio's partner and participant in the ritual, tried to escape, resisted arrest, owned a book with a description of the ritual performed in the altar room. Some of the guests are temporarily detained for further questioning. Huh.
Back on track to solve the case.
The provider of this ticket has permission to inspect all evidence. Oh, thanks. I have a ticket. Witnessed. I, Santos Pinchetti, am a witness who reports a suspicion of murder at Manchiso's mansion, just murder, in Grand Surrey. So Santos called us out. During preparations for the social party, I heard loud noises from the closed altar room. Immediately, I thought of the sacrifice of a living being, overviewed by none other than Kurt Manchis. There was blood on the walls, strange symbols, and a dagger in the heart. As soon as I was able to think clearly, I rushed to the police station to report my findings. The station responded to the disposition by sending a patrol while the witness left the station and went home. Did he just get swatted? Is this Is this the 19th century version of getting swatted? Who is this gorgeous detective Meep? A bear? It's not me. You're gorgeous. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. But heck Ian. Happy Tuesday. Oh, which speaking of Tuesday, before I totally forget, have a toot for your Tuesday. Murder. The golden ticket. No, you stop, bear. You kisses. Take my kisses. With consent, please. But welcome in. We're doing some more Sherlock. Don't mind my outfit. I was in disguise. Kisses. They're not here. They're not here. Otherwise, I'd smooch them. They're probably outside enjoying the sun. Crazy monsters. Yeah, what is a major domo? As a major domo has unlimited access to every room in the mansion. What does that mean? Oh! Pinchetti is a suspect who should be arrested and questioned. He had a key, which he did not mention in his deposition. No, kisses go to the cuties but toadies. I can wait.
Do you or do you not feel bonita? Wonderful, because you look bonita.
Yes, stop it, bear, stop. Freaking, I need like an Uno card, like reverse Uno. Slap it back on ya. Stop it, Tony. You're bonita too. You're all bonita. You know what? Chat is bonita, okay? Chat is bonita. But bonita? Bonita, not bonina. Nope. Bonita. Bonita farts! Oh my goodness. Actually, do I have a voice that I could be silly with?
I have this voice, but I don't know if it's going to be too weird to throw it out there, because it's like
a mixed matchup of a bunch of voices. I don't know how easy it is to
understand what I'm saying, but chat is bonita.
I'm Ponita.
You can be Ponita.
Yeah, I'll go back to clean. Well, what is a major domo? I want to know the context of that real quick, because it seems interesting. Major domo. The chief steward of a large household. Oh, okay, so it's like the head butler. There we go. Now we know what it is. Oh, we got a lot of stuff. Gifted cufflinks. That's right, he got a nice present. Where am I going? I imagine the archives, yeah? Can I change? I can't change. Nope, can't change.
Look, I found Werner.
Where?
What a bunch of losers.
Well then, if there's a butler, it must have been the butler, because when in doubt, the butler did it. Right, like, I feel like it's the butler, because he was all about it. It's either him or the scene partner. I feel like it's him though, because it's like, why would he churn on his boss, right? Like this is something his boss, not the murder part, but this is like parties his boss does all the time. And for him to suddenly be like, there was a murder. Also, not to be weird, but I imagine the butler's strong. You gotta carry an unconscious man on top of an altar? Who knows, maybe the scene partner was very strong.
Werner, are you all right?
Oh, yes, yes. Everything's fine. In fact, it's something of a family reunion. My brother spent quite some time in this place himself.
You should not be here. I told the police everything I knew, but they refused to let you go. They require proof to free you.
Ha! What did you expect? The mighty Sherlock Holmes swans in, tells the officers what to think, and the world obeys?
Of course not. Anyway, I struck a deal with the constable, and I've got a free hand in the investigation. I find proof to solve the case for him. He obtains files about my mother's death for me.
Well done. If one has the power or will and can act, then one must. I wonder, suppose you couldn't get the proof to your truth. Would you tell a lie to the guard that enabled my freedom, knowing my innocence? Would that not be just?
Ooh. Ooh, I'm all about truth. Hold on, is there like a thing if I say eh? Ooh, this guide had me go talk to the policeman and not to Vernon. I'm gonna say no. I'm a truth justice man.
There are lines I will not cross, Werner. I will do my best to secure your release, but with proof, not deception.
Really? How many white lies have you told on this island? Why not for me? Why not another?
That is absurd. I can resolve this without compromises. Do not give up hope.
All right, let's throw some evidence at him.
I can't follow you here. I can't follow you here.
I have learned who told the police about the crime. It was Santos Pinchetti.
Do I know him?
The major domo of the manor. He cleans up after you?
Well, then he does his job perfectly. All but invisible. I couldn't tell you the first thing about him.
You don't know who the butler? Oh. Okay. Interesting. Doesn't even know who he is. Can I change now? Yes. This is gonna hurt my eyes. I'm not gonna. Not today. We'll chill in this. But did I get a new mask? Oh, I get to keep it. Nah, it's fine. I want mustache. All right.
I've nothing to say about this.
Have you considered Mr. Santos Pinchetti as a suspect?
The snitch? Have you seen him? I mean, my breath could knock him down. What's so special about him?
As a major domo, he has keys that open all the rooms, including the one to the crime scene. Could have testified only to circumvent suspicion, don't you think? We need to question him.
Right. I'll send our men to fetch him. Stay here.
See, a tiny little thing.
They brought him in, Mr. Holmes. Here's the key to interrogation room number 7. Mr. Pinchetti didn't even resist, our men said.
Thank you.
You can question Mr. Pinchetti in the interrogation room.
John, don't drink with the suspects. All right, 7. Oh.
Mr. Pinchetti, a pleasure to meet you. I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald.
I've already told him everything I know. I'm only a witness, sir. Everything's in my report.
And I've read it. You forgot to mention that you hold the keys to the room where Fabio was found. I need only to find if the crime was intentional.
But I need to return to my duties.
I doubt the house will fall without you, Mr. Pinchetti. Just be still for a few seconds.
Sorry. Return to your duties. You just had everyone arrested. No one's making a mess at the house. You're fine. Unless you're trying to steal something. The plot thickens. What we got going on here? Flame skin, psoriasis or allergy. Patched holes repaired multiple times. Dyed textile colored more than once. Does your boss not pay you? Blood splatter. Stepped in blood.
It's the head servant. Despite being employed at the highest position within the household, he appears to be poor. His body shows symptoms of psoriasis. Mr. Pinchetti hides his damaged skin under layers of makeup. The major domo suit had multiple holes that had been patched or sewn. To renovate the suit's look, Mr. Pinchetti had it dyed. Or, despite having enough money, Mr. Pinchetti spends as little of it as possible. Cheap makeup hides imperfections on his body. In an attempt to look more modern, Mr. Pinchetti has dyed his suit on several occasions. To save even more money, the major domo appears to have personally repaired multiple holes in the suit. He's a terrible miser, or he has financial difficulties. I want to say difficulties? Is that the answer? Oh, I was supposed to head to the evidence room after talking to the police. Oops. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't tell me. I'm gonna go with financial difficulties.
You are the major domo of a rich mansion, and you seem barely able to afford decent clothing. You hide under heavy makeup a skin disease that might be treated with more onerous but less harmful means. Do you have money troubles?
I do not have a lot of means. The pay is below what you might expect.
But you could easily change your job if your employer does not meet your elementary needs.
One can change his employer, that is true.
And the blood on your shoe, where does that come from?
I don't actually know. Perhaps from a guest?
Right, financial difficulties? One of the richest men on the islands. Oh god, I mean, we kind of know everybody's a dirtbag on this island, but it's like, I would hope you could at least afford clothes.
Did you know Fabio?
Not personally. He was a frequent guest, and cleaning the mess after his performances was tedious. Mr. Manchios always had a role for him, and mainly the leading one. The parties were always, Fabio-centric?
And Batista? Was she as popular as her partner?
Don't tell her I said this, but I do not think so. Mr. Manchios hired her only because Fabio refused to work without her. Mr. Manchios used to see her as a worker. She was tasked with entertaining the guests, unlike Fabio, who could pick and choose.
Ah. So she was available to all, and Fabio was like, I will have you, and that is it. And they were like, ah, excellent. He refused to work without her, so why would she kill him? Small note attached to the will says, Santos, my hopeful slug. You begged me to include you in my will, so I did. Here's my latest revision of the will. Kurt, the text of the will under the note. Santos Pachetti, the major domo of the mansion, receives a jar of mustache wax and a salt lamp, that he might always remember his caring employer. I think the butler did it. Does each chapter have a separate mystery? Yes. Yes. And there are actually side quests, and we made sure to go do all the side quests, because apparently, once you get to Muse from Abroad, you can kind of like explore the whole island and everything. This is after Muse from Abroad, but apparently there is a part where once you get to it, which is after this quest, or this case, where it's like, you can no longer explore the island, are you sure? So it's like, make sure you do everything before you do that. So I was like, let's do everything. See all the details. Salt lamp? Salt lamp? Mothra's around. Or, it's the mountain goats. What was it what was, it was like at the end of a year. It was like 2018 or 19. It was such a weird meme. And it was like right at the end of the year. And it was like, what, gotta get the minerals or something? And it was just like those goats that like barely are on the walls and they're just like, just licking little salts. And they're like, that's why they climb them. For the salt. Is it gotta get that mineral? Is it that? Is that them? I'll just mute the tab to give you the stats. Barry, no! Bear! It is a good game. And just last thing before you totally disappear, there are free outfits. So you can dress up Holmes as a plague doctor.
I recognize the key from the altar room among these.
Alright. Oh, evidence.
Mr. Manchios says that you begged him to be included in the heritage. Isn't that a little extreme, even for a major domo?
He's not only my employer, he's my uncle. And I'm his next of kin. The only one. Mr. Manchios flatly refuses to pay a family member. All I have to do is repay his so-called love, cleaning up the filth after perverts and decadents. He's imprisoned me. The best I can hope for is a new broom. That's why I wanted to have my part of the inheritance.
Is it that bad? You have a roof above your head, a salary, and the status of a major domo.
For God's sake. I'm forced to dye and stitch my threadbare clothes, and the holes in my shoes are painful. I'm ashamed every time a guest looks at me closely.
Why do you think your uncle treats you this way?
My mother, my uncle's sister, had me illegitimately. She died, and I was given the surname of one of the maids.
But you are entitled to some of the money that belongs to your family.
He thinks not. I was not responsible for my mother's death. I work hard, and he pays me nothing. I feed on the leftovers. While he wastes our estate's property on decadent parties, he paid Fabio handsomely and showered him with expensive gifts for their disgusting relationship.
Ooh. Ooh, Among Us TV show? Ooh. It's looking a little more like the butler. Accidentally stepped in blood. May have stepped in the blood while discovering the crime scene. Or when he was committing the crime. Efforts in vain. Has been forced to work for Kurt in the desperate hope of obtaining heritage, but it hasn't paid off. Ooh. Missed the blood splatter, failed to notice a bloodstain on the side of his shoe while cleaning himself after the murder, or he accidentally stepped in it. I'm leaning towards he committed the murder, but, you know, we'll get more facts. Okay. That's everything. Ooh, we gotta talk to more people.
Please let me out.
No. Bogle, you got anything?
I know you can untangle this mess.
All right. Policeman?
Continue our investigation while I look for the papers.
There it is. Evidence ticket.
Good day. Your ticket, please, if you want me to help you.
Here is my ticket. Ticket. Ticket.
I'd like to check the evidence from this case.
And who are you?
Oswald sent me. I'm a consulting detective.
His partner, then? Let me see. Ah, a ritual murder. What a bunch of degenerates. Wait a second. I'll bring it to the table.
Ooh, this is a lot.
A heavily perfumed handkerchief with the initials KM in the corner. It's a miracle this ruby hasn't tempted anyone. All the keys of the mansion on one golden ring. Her key to the altar room. A handcrafted charm that contains hair and nail clippings. That's not for bedtime reading. This ex libris belongs to Manchios' library.
The police found this occult book in Mantista's bag during their arrest. According to the ex libris, the tome was taken from Mr. Manchiso's collection. It contains illustrations and descriptions of a ritual similar to the crime scene. Prepare the naked body of a recently deceased object of interest. Draw symbols of Mars and Venus to enhance the power you possesses. To use the force of male and female nature. Pierce his heart with a golden dagger to be rid of the blood that does not love you. Draw a symbol representing your love. While waiting for the resurrection, recite the charm. Oh, I hope it's not that.
The book describes a ritual similar to the one performed in the altar room.
The letter that was found in Vogel's evidence box. Is your mind unsound? You can't control your bitterness. Not around me, anyway. For me, it's too great a risk to ignore that kind of behavior. I can be, speak, and play with anyone I choose. I'm not another Matista. You pay me, but you haven't bought me. Of course, I'll keep all your generous donations, even though they hardly compensate for your last terrible outburst. I'm leaving you, although Matista will still be around. Gasp! Vogel!
Not the time for privacy. An emergency kit for boredom.
For boredom?
Werner's personal sketchbook. Thank you, officer.
Alright, to the palace! The letter may have been for Mencios. According to Santos, and by the content of the letter, it may have been addressed to Kurt. Maybe. Alright. Let's go see. Evidence?
Do you really think I'm that naive? I need proof, not words from his friend.
Very well. Mr. Pinchetti told me that Mr. Manchios was lavishing Fabio with expensive and eccentric gifts. The letter mentions rich rewards and attempts to buy Fabio with them. It was written to Mr. Manchios. Who else was showering Fabio with luxuries to buy him? It doesn't fit Mr. Vogel's character.
Look here. We had a deal. Give me the murderer and then take your friend with you. I won't budge otherwise.
Well, fine, but you're just wasting time.
Hold on, I wanna...
Continue our investigation while I look for the papers.
Alright. Vogel! Are we sure this letter isn't addressed to you? Because it was found in your possession.
I have reason to believe that the intended recipient of the incriminating letter may have been Kurt Manchios.
Well, that makes sense. Too bad I can't remember how I came to possess it. Though I did spend quite some time with Mr. Manchios during the party.
Unfortunately, even with an answer, that may still not be enough to clear you with the police. But fear not, I will persevere.
I hope your attempt to put things straight will make up for...
You being on a bender?
Touché.
Alright. Did the evidence room. Sada Vogel is in the corridor, but doesn't have much intel. Be sure to come back to him after talking to the other witnesses, as that will uncover. We talked to Santos. Did the evidence. We did that. Gets barely... And then Matista. That's right, I gotta find her. Where's she at? There you are.
I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald. You are Matista, Fabio's friend.
This body, yes, it's Matista. But it's a mere shell that will die someday. Just like Fabio.
Condolences?
Please accept my condolences for your friend.
Thank you.
I'm just here to ask questions and find Fabio's murderer.
It will not bring Fabio back.
Somebody tried to choke you. Blood-filled bruises obtained recently. Primitive occult tattoo, inks herself. Bitten nails, nervous. Old and healing cuts, self-inflicted. Oh, this doesn't look good. Shackle scars, old and barely visible. Burn mark, inflicted with a branding knife. Okay, so Fabio had his covered up, but not hers. Matista, the performer and Fabio's partner, has had a difficult life. She was branded and enslaved while still a child. While enslaved, she met Fabio, hence their similar branding. Old scars are the result of her slavery during adolescence. She continues to be haunted by these traumatic experiences. Matissa seems to be pragmatic about her body after years of abuse. She sells herself to the guests who do whatever they want to. She's not afraid to step over the line. Also, Matista marks her body with ink. Okay, that's an option. Or, she continues to be haunted. She has a genuine interest in mysticism since she has tattooed her body with occult symbols. Matista tries to get over her past, and the life of a performer seems to be an opportunity for her to earn money. She doesn't want to be a performer. She doesn't want to be a performer. I'm assuming it's this. Oh. Apparently not. Apparently the guide is like, no, just punishes herself for her past. I would have thought the other one.
Fabio and yourself were slaves, am I correct? You have a similar branding on your body.
Yes. It was a long time ago.
You couldn't help but also notice fresh cuts upon your forearms.
The cuts helped me to forget my past, to cover the old wounds and hide them.
How did you escape?
Something happened. One night the master fell down the stairs. I made him fall, and he died. We ran away that day. We managed to get on a ship and traveled here, to Gordona. Fabio and I started a new life here. It was very hard at first, but it became better with time. Until today.
Just real quick.
The bruises on your neck are not self-inflicted. Someone else made them.
Some guests can't contain themselves. They even bite, sometimes. I have nothing to add. I have nothing to say.
Could Fabio have written this letter to Kurt Manchios?
Oh. That could be. I never thought Mr. Manchios could make Fabio that angry, though.
What do you mean?
Well, Fabio wanted to disassociate from Mr. Manchios. Clients who are in love are both a blessing and a curse.
But Fabio was here tonight.
Money. In our line of work, we can't afford to turn down clients who pay as well as Kurt Manchios.
Was Fabio afraid of Mr. Manchios?
Not at all. The old toad wouldn't dare to do more than sweet talk and touching. Talk can be forgotten, and touching washed away.
This book, The Power of Love, Blood and Mandrake, what do you hope to achieve?
To learn more about the invisible strengths that govern us. Occultism is real. The master who fell that night when Fabio and I escaped, I made him fall. I cast a spell on him and it worked.
Or was it a coincidence?
The universe is rarely so lazy.
If you say so.
I like that line. The universe is rarely so lazy.
Do you practice occult rituals?
For protection? For fortune? To wash away the ugliness of the world? Sometimes to survive. I have the gift, and I'm learning to use it better.
Did you use your gift on Fabio?
I only used white magic. Love charms lately. Fabio became so distant. I just wanted him to be with me, but I suppose I'm not as skilled as I thought.
Okay. Okay. Was bruised by the guests. What? Yeah. Alright. May have used a ritual on Fabio. Performed the ritual on Fabio to bring his love back. Ooh. Fabio bruised Matista during their fight in the smoking lounge, or she was bruised by the guests. I feel like it's the butler. Can I talk to you about this?
I know I can handle the news.
Hey, Manchizo!
Good day, Mr. Manchios.
Manchios,
I
sorry.
am Constable Oswald's partner in this investigation.
Be quick and gentle. Some of your colleagues are untrained boors. Although I don't mind meeting young officers, the new blood here.
If you cooperate in finding Fabio's murderer, there will be no need to meet with the Boars again.
That voice. Werner's friend? You're the policeman. What a disappointment.
Only an undercover agent can scour a ditch full of deviants. I am a consulting detective, although I'm capable of replacing the entire department through my consultations.
Sharp-tongued, I like it. May I presume this tongue will get us out of this trouble? I would be so indebted and glad to repay you.
Nothing's changed. I'm looking for the murderer. That's the only way to get us out of trouble.
But it shouldn't take much time, correct? We're all busy after all.
I need to examine you first.
He's probably like, go ahead, young blood. It's Manchizo now. Where? Yeah. Hello, sir. Rouge, where's makeup? Yeah, you know, party. Red spots, rash from exposure to hair dye. It's pretty dark. Soap under fingernails, washed hands in a hurry. Did you kill Fabio? No! Quality polish leather, lavishly expensive. He's extremely rich, eccentric, and frivolous. He is the organizer of the parties for Cordona's elite and the owner of the Manchios mansion. He spends his life in the company of similarly overprivileged people. However, he wishes to hide his true age from the younger participants of his parties. I mean, he's making it very obvious. Constantly mentioning age and youthfulness and how young we are. It's like, I get it. You're older. You want to be young again. He's concerned with aging to the point where he uses makeup and hair dye to look younger. However, his being sociable in this manner has made him cautious regarding his health. He uses chemicals and hair dye to clean and improve himself to the extent that it damages his skin. I want to say hide his age. What does the guide say? I feel like it's hides his age, right? Hides his age! Let's go!
You are a little over the top with your use of makeup, Mr. Manchios. Is it so difficult for you to acknowledge your age?
Well, Sherlock, that's easy for you to say to an old man when you look as though you are barely 15.
But still, it shouldn't be an issue for someone of your status.
For people of my age, it isn't an issue, no. But the younger ones can be so afraid of wrinkles and grey flecks. I have to adapt.
Such a methodical man who cares for his body but misses the soap under his fingernails. Are you so impatient, or perhaps even impulsive?
I wouldn't call myself that. Silly little details. If I missed it, it wasn't important. Or rather, it was less important than who or what I was focused on.
Tell me about Fabio.
What was Fabio like? His personality, his habits? Anything you can tell me?
He was the brightest star of my parties. Young, magnetic, and full of energy. I don't even want to mention his beauty. Otherwise, I'll be sobbing.
An expensive champion, I imagine.
His performances were flawless. He deserved his payment. Do you think he was murdered because of money?
Possibly. What about the other guests? Were they used to opening their wallets as well?
I wouldn't restrict my guests from anything. I'm sure Fabio received a few coins from others for his services.
God, this, like, dialogue is, like, just on the edge, and it's just like,
Mr. Vogel told me a little about your parties, but I would like to know more directly from you.
I'm all yours, Sherlock. You have me arrested and locked here with you alone.
Calm down.
Why did you invite Mr. Vogel as your special guest?
He's a pretty fellow. He's capable of surprising the public. He has a talent for saying words that no one else would wish to either say or hear.
I suppose I can't argue with that.
He is a free addition to the eccentricity of the party, which is fine by me, as long as it enhances my party.
I'd like to know who you usually invite to your parties.
Free minds who are able to leave reality for an evening, who can taste forbidden fruit without prejudice. There is nothing that quite spices up life like these parties, assuming one is old enough and has worked many years for the good of one's country.
Oh, all true laborers, I see.
Uh-huh.
I've no idea about that. You'd better ask someone else. That's not something I know much about. She didn't ask me. How ungrateful.
The things described in the book were inspiration for the rituals you performed?
Do you really believe that blood, symbols, and incantations can resurrect the dead? They are just eerie tales with a mix of occultism and voodoo. My rituals are a stage to show some of the forbidden pleasures.
From what I've understood, it was just essentially it was just a live action performance. Because y'all don't have internet, so you're just like, I wish to see this and this person have a performance. Begin.
There is undeniable evidence that you were the original recipient of this letter.
What are you talking about? Is it addressed to me?
Your protege wanted a fresh start, it seems. This is sufficient to charge you.
Me? Hurt my star? Are you insane that you would accuse me of such a thing?
He did not consider himself as yours. Since you deny everything, let's move on. Do you have any idea as to how the letter could have ended up in Mr. Vogel's pocket?
You were the detective. Perhaps he took it from Fabio. Werner was a little high. I've no idea about that. You'd better ask someone else.
I've read the letter about your will. A harsh method of ridiculing Santos. I doubt he will use mustache wax when he wears no mustache to begin with.
Where did you get it? Is the slug here? Tell him. I shouldn't have to provide for him. He's a grown man who shouldn't sit on his uncle's neck. He conceives himself as my only heir.
And who is he to you?
He's a leech on my aging body. He has only added problems to my life since the death of his mother.
I fail to see why you made him your major domo.
He needed to know his place, so I taught him.
I don't see anything at the front door. I don't know why the dogs are barking.
That's not something I know much about. You'd better ask someone else. That's not something I know much about. You'd better ask someone else.
I'm gonna...
Do you have any idea who tipped off the police to raid your mansion, Mr. Manchios?
Of course. It was you. I could even say you Sherlocked me in here.
A good guess, but the wrong one. The fellow who did that was Mr. Pinchetti, your major domo.
What? Santos? But how could he even know? If he's not the murderer himself. The ungrateful swine. He has dared to besmirch my reputation.
Not a very eloquent choice of words.
What should I call him then, since he's a snitch? Make him talk, Sherlock. I'm quite certain he knows more about the murder than he has told the police. That's not something I know much about. That's not something I know much about. You'd better ask someone else. That's not something I know much about. I've no idea about that.
You bought an expensive pair of cufflinks for Fabio. Were they his price? Or were they a tip for an exclusive show?
It was pure business. Fabio escorted me a few times. I was merely showing my gratitude.
This pair cost a small fortune. You must be extremely grateful then. Tell me more.
You've thrust a knife in an exposed nerve, Sherlock. Yes, he was my protege and my beacon also. With my experience and his beauty, we could have achieved anything. I had faith in him. I would have made him.
Ooh, okay. Fabio broke his heart. Oh. I mean, not really all, but it's like, you know, having clients who have feelings, it's like, it's a blessing because they'll keep coming back, but it's a curse because you're like, ooh, playing with fire. Vogel took the letter under influence, or slipped the letter into his pocket to make him look like a suspect. Oh? What's the conclusion? Santos is the murderer. For years in the deep hope of obtaining his heritage, pushed to kill Fabio and frame his uncle, imprisonment would make Pinchetti the only lawful heir. Correct the injustice. The only way for Santos to right his wrongs was to be rid of this monstrous uncle, should be punished for the crime of murder, but he has suffered enough and deserves a fresh start after a prison sentence, or After years of disrespect, Pinchetti devised a plan to be rid of his uncle. However, misery and despair cannot justify murder. Pinchetti is dangerous, and a noose around his neck is all he deserves. Oh! Hold on, I got some other stuff, don't I? Set himself up for debauchery. Okay. Ooh! Carefully prepared himself for the depravity, or cleaned himself of blood after Fabio's murder. Can I talk to anybody else? Do I have more clues? Oh, that's it! And of course, this guide is, to complete the case, we have to deem someone guilty. There is no certain correct option. Every suspect denies their involvement. Sherlock will decide anyhow to gain the file on his mother, while Oswald will get a promotion for solving the case. So yeah, there's Santos, Matista, and Kurt. Ooh, but if you want the achievement, you must select the death penalty for the person you think is guilty. We picked Kurt when the trophy popped. The other two may also work, but Kurt is who we tested and confirmed to work for the trophy, so pick him to be safe. Pick him via Mind Palace and say, okay, I'm gonna go with Kurt. So, was heartbroken and panicked and did not mean to kill him, or was a desperate attempt to cover the crime. For his harsher punishment is the death of his love. Or killed Fabio in cold blood. He staged the crime as a ritual to blame Matista. He planted the letter in Vogel's pocket to avoid suspicion. Has no consideration for the life of others and deserves to be hanged. I mean, he doesn't give a hoot about his nephew. Yeah, let's go with Kurt. Let's go with Kurt. I'm here for the achievement. Yeah. Sir, I accuse you. Come here. Ha!
The murder of Fabio did not have a ritual purpose, Mr. Manchios. It was staged by a man who wished to distract the investigation.
That might be true. That poor girl Matista wouldn't dare to kill the only man who cared for her. So, Santos.
Mr. Pinchetti snatched at the chance to solve his problems.
Ungrateful little scum. Will he be executed?
But what for? He informed the police as to the crime, that was all. He couldn't stage the ritual, but he found the body, I believe.
I can't believe it. Why did Werner do it?
Mr. Vogel. He had no reason, and he won't be a scapegoat as you plan. You put Fabio's letter in his pocket when he was intoxicated, didn't you?
You can't be serious.
You're at the twilight of your life. You have no partner, you have no children. You had feelings, however, for one man. That was Fabio. You loved him. That is, you wished to own him with money and gifts. But he was also a free mind, was he not? He turned his back on you. Quite unjust. Love, so cruel and painful, and Fabio, with his words and deeds, made you feel the more wretched. So you killed him.
You must surely perceive that my sensitive nature wouldn't allow me to hurt anyone.
You staged the murder as a satanic ritual. It was easy for you, since you were the one who wrote the scenarios for the parties. It was your way of avoiding suspicion. A respectable man in his 60s,
early 60s,
who hosts the cream of Cordona's society, cannot possibly be a murderer. But the guests who behave like animals in his mansion, of course, one of them could have killed Fabio.
I did oversee a few of the rituals, but I did not stage Fabio's death.
We can very often deduce someone's life by their shoes or their fingernails. You are a meticulous person, but this murder was fairly traumatic and filthy. After you stabbed Fabio, you were covered in blood. You panicked and neglected to rinse the soap from under your fingernails. The devil is in the details, Mr. Manchios.
Nonsense. I missed it simply because of the busy schedule of the party.
Of course, a staged murder was certainly not planned.
It's a crime of passion, was premeditated murder. I almost want to say premeditated, because he had to drug him. So, you know, you can't be like, suddenly. I mean, you could, but I feel like this older gentleman planned it, you know. Can't just have a guest walking in while you're stabbing your ex-lover.
The young performer played with your emotions. That was painful to realize. You spent so much time and effort to be with Fabio, but he didn't respond in the way you would have liked. You wanted to be loved, but Fabio shattered your dreams. In the smoking lounge, he teased and mocked you. He wanted you to suffer by offering himself to others. The deception was unbearable. You struck him, and then you staged the ritual. You planted the letter in Vogel's pocket and attempted to set up Matista.
What poppycock? Sherlock, stop this game now.
There is no stop word, Mr. Manchios. Relax and enjoy it. I'll pass the remainder of this case to Constable Oswald. He'll know what to do with you.
Good day, sir. Okay, yeah, no.
I have a name for you. Kurt Manchios.
Is that so? The Master of the Sabbath?
The man himself. Mr. Manchios couldn't stand to lose control over his lover. A deadly revenge that deserves a proper sentence. I have all the evidence to charge him.
A degenerate and a murderer. I'll make a name thanks to that for sure. As for my part, not everything was in place. Perhaps some documents were transferred somewhere else, but I couldn't find a trace of them. Then I remembered. The discarded document drawers where we put the lost papers or the badly labelled ones. Including the crime scene report of Violet Holmes's case. Everything I've found is on the desk here. Take it.
Your persistence has saved me.
Yeah, well, we had a deal after all. Your friend is free then. You can leave.
Good luck, Constable.
We're gonna find out what happened to Mom! Where? Officers arrived to find the deceased identified as Miss Violet Holmes lying in the garden of Stonewood Manor. Visual inspection showed the victim to be thoroughly soaked with a deep vertical incision 2 inches in length down her throat. Her face was swollen and covered in red blotches, likely cause of death hypoxia. Waiting confirmation from medical examiner. Main suspect, Otto Richter, was arrested on the scene. The body was sent for autopsy.
Garden. There's a garden behind our manor. How could I forget? That's where it all happened, where it all went wrong.
Sherry, it looks like you've almost found what you wanted.
Oh, you did it, Sherlock! The case is closed and all rewards belong to the winner. Bravo!
It is merely the triumph of the truth.
Is it? No compromises? No lies? You're happy with your decisions?
It was the best decision I could obtain. The truth must be told in the way it is most acceptable.
You're making progress, Sherlock. I was right to believe in you. By the way, did you get that precious information about your mother? Oh, not that you must.
Yes, I did.
Forgive my intrusion in such a personal matter. I simply worry I'm failing to be of much help to you.
Actually, you were. For some reason, all the archives on the case had disappeared. This was a rare opportunity to obtain the impossible.
Outrageous. Perhaps someone found the truth unpleasant. Society usually rejects those who speak with too much honesty, doesn't it?
A comfortable lie is often preferred to an uncomfortable truth. Still, I believe that the latter should prevail, and I cannot remain silent.
That's quixotism at its best. Your mere truth cannot defeat institutions, systems, and power. Etiquette, religion, marriage, they're all lies told to preserve connections, love, and sanity. And it's all corruptible.
Lies destroy human dignity. How could you make a free decision without any knowledge of the truth?
Are we really free to decide anything in this world, Sherlock?
Hold up, when he said that line about, like, it's all corruptible, did he look into the camera? He's like, oh, it's all corruptible. It's just like, okay. I am free, spare me the lecture, I'm not entirely... I am a free man!
Oh yes. It's a struggle, but yes, we can make our own decisions. That's what I fight for.
What an endless fight it is. Will you ever give yourself a break, Sherlock? You're a walking contradiction, Sherlock. You refuse to lie to others, but constantly lie to yourself. How long until the train comes off the track? I cannot look away, but perhaps I should take a few steps back. You're an accident waiting to happen, dear. Until then, I shall bid you adieu.
What does that mean? What if Vogel's like the son of Otto? Probably not, but I'm just thinking. What if he's the brother? What if Vogel is the brother? She seemed to have suffocated. Alright, she drowned. Her throat wound could either be a final humiliation by her killer or a desperate attempt to save her. Or, she didn't drown. The slit on my mother's throat was an attempted... Makes no sense to do this if she was drowning. Was it me? Did I kill my mom? Hold on. If I select something? Okay, nothing like, happens. Got it. Alright, I guess we'll head home. Ooh, before I head home, actually, I should have stopped by the newspaper, because we just finished a case. South. Nope, keep going.
Extra, extra! Handsome homicide! A young Adonis murdered! Interested in some Cordona news?
Yes.
Check the front page.
Police stormed. Several attendees of the gala were arrested. Source with knowledge of the situation tells us the owner of the house was responsible, murdering Fabio after the young man rejected his obscene proposals. The sentence for such an offense is death by hanging.
Page.
Alright, now I go back to my house. What is... Oh. Just getting rid of all this. Oh! Another one! Oh, I thought we were done! Alright. Your assistance has proven valuable, despite occasional missteps, but to truly master this craft, you need continuous practice. Put aside what you're doing and pursue new something for me. A change is as good as a holiday after all. My social circle supplies me with precious knowledge that protects Her Majesty and the Empire. Yet one of my acquaintances, Ursula Oni, has not been seen by anyone in 3 days. Oni? She is the chief archivist of the Cordona City Hall and must be found. The information she possesses could be fatal to the Empire's reputation. Indeed, successful completion of this task could do wonders for your own reputation, perhaps even help you step out of my shadow. Make the Empire proud.
Mycroft and his errands.
God damn it, Mycroft. I was like, ready to go. And then here you come. Let me guess. To archive. Yeah. Well. I'm not done. Excuse me, horsies. Wait. Archive is at City Hall. I'll still talk to you.
I'm watching you closely, Mr. Holmes.
Okay, making sure she doesn't have, like, another quest for me. That's totally why we're here. Ooh. Since I bought all my furniture... I can, buy some more clothes. Nope, that is not a call. Oh, the anticipation for this phone call. Where is she?
Come closer and try something on. You won't regret it. The finest clothes for the finest citizens.
All right, I have 349 bucks to my name. I could buy most of the outfits or 2 very expensive outfits. I think I'm gonna get this. The Knives Out. And then what do we got for hats? Anything that speaks to me? I think the bowler hat does. But Bohemian does as well. What's on your head? Like a crown, but not as heavy. We can get 3 suits if we really want. Confidence is half the battle. It's just ridiculously deep. I just want them all. Outfits all look cool.
Perfect job.
It's just ridiculous. But I love it. Oh my god, just... It's ridiculous. But I'm in love. John, make you stylish. Right? Am I not right, Crimson? The V is deep on this shirt.
We have a large assortment and pleasant.
It is ridiculous. I'll go solve some crime now. I swear, if she's dead.
Hello, Ma. I'm looking for the Chief Archivist, Ursula Oni. Where can I find her?
Miss O'Neill is away on official government business. My name is Meryl Levy, Deputy Chief Archivist. I am taking care of archival matters in her absence. How can I help you, Mr.
Holmes. I won't...
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Her disappearance? But I told you that...
Yes, official government business. It's ironic, then, that the government knows nothing about it, don't you think?
Oh. So you're one of... them. Well, sir, I know that she had an assignment, but I'm not privy to any details.
Nice, Crimson. I was like, I heard the voice and I was like, oh, I know what I must do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. What is the joke, Tony? Because, you know, you have the safety of chat. So it's like, no one's gonna see it. Only people in chat will see it. So if I deem it unworthy, I'll just be like, ah! And I'll just shut my beautiful mouth. As I try to remember what the name of this quest was. Was it Cold One?
You said that Miss Oni is away on official business. Were those her exact words to you?
No. She once mentioned she did some work for people in high places, so I guess I just assumed.
Is this the first time Miss Oni has been away so long?
Oh, no. She travels a lot. Government-related tasks, I believe. It's always confidential. Always on short notice. The alternative is that she simply went to visit her family on the Swahili coast. If that's the case, it would be quite a while before she returns.
Who would be so desperate to see relatives?
It's a constructed joke, but it's like,
I will have to inspect Miss Oni's office. There may be clues to her whereabouts among her personal effects. You must have a spare key?
Yes, but sir, there are rules. I cannot allow a stranger to rummage through my superior's possessions. What if she returns today?
She won't. If you like, we can notify the oafs at the police station and have them do the rummaging, but believe me, I'll be much more prudent. Furthermore, I will notice things they will not.
How do you mean?
Must we really waste the time? Fine.
well, that's the thing. People keep saying Titanic, but I'm like, I thought it was called the Titan submarine. It's a morbid joke, but I do enjoy the parallel where people are like, why are we discussing this when we're not talking about the boat full of orphans and like all the kids that drowned? You know, like why does this take precedence over that? So, brings up valid points. Oh, because they're beside each other. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it did. Yeah, they even made an animation of it where they're like, yeah, I just went, what? And I was like, oh. Okay, got it. So everyone's just pretty much putting one and two together. Got it. Torn earlobe. Earring was pulled out. Oh my god. Black ribbon and mourning. Who are you mourning? Crude bracelet made by a child. Oh, it says mom. Who did you punch? Scratch marks, recent injury. Did you... I hope your husband's dead. Tan line on a finger, used to wear a ring. Deputy Chief Archivist Meryl Levy is an unassuming woman in her 30s, having recently lost her husband and left as the only breadwinner in the family. She's struggling to raise her little child. The child is clearly distressed at the loss of his father and is taking out his frustrations on his mother, judging by the scratches and torn earlobe. Or... to be able to provide for her child, she has taken on a second job, presumably manual labor, based on the scratches and the torn earlobe. I don't think her child would be unruly. Yeah, it's definitely an odd thing. Now, what was this quest called? Because I know it's like a... Oh my god. It's kind of like a Mycroft case. Let's see, Mycroft... It's not a Mycroft. I guess it's an other? Oh, it's one of these. I'm gonna say working a second job.
The past month hasn't been kind to you, Mrs. Levy. With your husband gone, the life of a working single mother must be exhausting. But the prospect of not being able to provide for your child terrifies you. That's why you took a second job, though you're obviously not very skilled at it. I wonder what it is.
It's none of your business, sir. Nor are my hardships. Take the damn key and spare me your pity.
Well, you should have spared me your obstinance.
Enough. Go do what you came here for.
Holmes, you can just be nice. Gone Girl, that's what it was called. I was like, it's something, 2 words. And this guide doesn't have anything about it. We're in the blind here, folks. Gone Girl. What? Alright, well, she's not happy. Alright. Chief Archivist.
Damn these Capello safes, hiding all the juicy secrets. Damn these Capello safes, hiding all the juicy secrets.
Hello? Secrets. I know this necklace.
Solid gold. Looks like a family heirloom.
Like, I know this necklace. Have you seen today's front page? Someone caught wind of your business in Miner's End. Those open graves were bound to be noticed eventually. I suggest you lay low for a while. I'll contact you again when the dust settles. R. Ooh. I not spell cold case? This guy doesn't have it either. Oh, I'm a fool. I put cold case instead of Gone Girl. It's okay. It doesn't have Gone Girl either. All right. What else we got in here?
A box of bonbons. Miss Oni has a sweet tooth.
Perhaps a gift from her admirer. I wonder if the poor bloke knows she's missing.
It's a death register from the last century. Interesting. What a vivid vermilion. She's proud of her roots.
Oop, already did this. Front page. Alright. Nothing else here? To the newspaper! Man, I'm not the only one who apparently is having trouble with this case. Only has me slightly worried. Alright, front page, Miner's End. So, Miner's End. Front page. Commoners? Shit. Recent, probably then. Grave robbing ghouls. Has society truly sunk so low? It seems we can no longer expect even the simplest decency from our peers as a group of reprobates have ransacked the graves and tombs of the Cordona Cemetery. It should come as no surprise that the police have nothing to say on the matter, but while Cordona's finest fail to see beyond their own noses, visitors to the cemetery see this island's ugly heart and the desecration of their kin. To the cemetery. Okay, it is Mycrop's pride. That is the DLC. Then why won't you reveal your secrets? Cemetery. West. Alright, it is pinned, and I got to talk to somebody. Am I the vibe?
Help me, please. Of course. Let me help you.
I was told that a crypt near an old olive tree has been recently broken into. I will be able to identify it by the two broken gargoyles at the entrance. Wrong way, Nina. Try again. And under a supercell advisory. Wait, is this near where I met Vogel?
Wait, I remember this tree, Sherry. Take a photograph and I'll tell you a story.
What's up, man?
We tried to imagine the lives of the dead based on their names and tombstones. I wrote about it in my diary.
We used to roam this cemetery, concocting interesting stories about the dead. Our life back then was simpler, more adventurous, more magical. The crypts appealed to us and we tried to guess who was buried there. Someone rich, important, or old. We carved our initials in the tree so that we would remember this place, or it would remember us. What did you write in your diary, John? These carvings on the wood awoke so many fond memories. I'm glad that Sherry appreciates these moments from our childhood, too. No. Of course, John. You're my best friend.
Do they have no qualms about robbing the dead?
What are you doing, then? John, what are you doing? You're...
You go on ahead. I'm gonna earn some good karma by giving this thing a dust.
You know, it's a solid plan.
Someone leant on this slab.
Ooh. Blood. Oh.
All it takes is one precise strike.
I'm not gonna find a body, am I? I'm really hoping not. I'm tired of finding bodies. But I have a feeling somebody's gonna come out guns a-blazing. Because there's a lot of doors here. Oh. Oh god. I inhaled somebody's elder. I probably shouldn't touch the dust, right? I probably should save the dust for the fight that's maybe coming up. Is there something else I gotta pin? Bloody handprint. Shovel is used as a weapon. Yeah. There's something else. It's probably like the smallest little item. I don't even know how I hit that pot. Okay. What's up? What's up?
Someone leant on this slab.
I was called and then ignored. Heavy rain, severe thunderstorms warning, land spout, and tornado watch. Oh, dang. You're sick, buddy. What is the other item? Oh, found some more blood.
Blood drops from a small wound. Traces of dirt from a shovel.
There we go. I just love, he's like, you okay? You're on the floor. Alright. Bandage? No. Is she in the crypt? I don't think she's a crypt robber, but she might be. Oh, slapping him.
Miss Oni was here with an accomplice. Their argument led to a fight. That fight ended with a shovel to her head. No prizes for guessing where her body is.
No. No. Archivist killed with a shovel is proof that even the most boring job can be dangerous. What's next? Dentist kidnapping? Oh, god damn it. Please, no. I chose the right outfit. Yep, she did. Like, that was a perfect lunge, my friend. What happened to you? Oh no.
This earring was torn out by force. The fight must have been fierce.
Oh no. Ooh, no.
Buried with her precious treasures like an Egyptian pharaoh.
Oh, that's bad. Ooh.
There's dried blood under her fingernails. The murderer's. The blow killed her instantly. Official government business, eh?
Ah!
go, gentlemen. At least I'm gonna look suave while I'm doing this.
Hey, stop right there.
I'll put you 6 feet under.
I'm in the perfect place.
I'm coming for you.
Don't
Not if I
bother moving.
bury you
Lost.
first. Ah, my body. Oh, it worked.
No more.
The snuff's ready.
Thank you, John. Oh, God.
Don't bother moving.
Give him the pepper snuff.
In a second.
Take a rest, my friend.
I need money, damn it.
Too simple.
The snuff's ready.
Take a rest, my... How do you do? Don't cry, you'll live.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Oh my God, he's so fast!
You can overcome the brute now.
Too simple.
The snuff's ready.
Oh, there's still more. I like your suit. Ah, crap. I got distracted by your outfit.
I'm coming.
Ah!
I'm coming for you. I couldn't miss the party.
No, don't touch me.
Don't cry, you'll live.
I couldn't miss the party.
Take a rest, my friend.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Ah, missed.
Too simple.
Oh, I didn't kill anybody. Okay. Yay. Hand over the money for the arrests. $11. I'll take it. All right. So, well, this is awkward. She got killed by her buddy. It's real awkward. Were you looking for the job position? Where you're like, I should be head archivist? Or did she like, you know, was like, we can't keep stealing, we're gonna get caught? Ooh.
Mrs. Levy, what a fortuitous coincidence. Let me guess. Leaving on official government business?
No, I need to take care of some urgent family matters. So if you'll excuse me.
I will not. See, I found something of yours, and I thought it only gentlemanly to return it. Your earring. And that was not the only thing I unearthed. You'll be pleased to know that no grave robbers have removed Miss Oni from where you left her.
Sir, I know we got off on the wrong foot, but I'm not the cold-blooded killer you think I am. Please let me explain.
I kind of want her to explain. I want to know. Go on, tell me. I'm here for truth.
This should be good.
It was Ursula's endeavor, all along. She needed the money to sustain her lifestyle. When she asked if I'd join her, how could I refuse? My husband died. Bartosz. I had to make ends meet. I had to provide for my boy. Before long, my conscience got the better of me. I wanted to stop, but Ursula wouldn't let me.
That is no excuse for murder. You could have come clean and reported her to the authorities.
It wasn't murder. It was self-defense. She threatened to take my son away from me. Said she'd make sure he ends up in an orphanage. And then she hit me. And I let my instincts take over. I had to protect my family.
Ooh. Ooh, because from what I know about Ursula, she doesn't really give me that vibe since she was one of Mycroft's agent. But, you know, could be wrong. And here's the thing. If I don't let her go, I'm definitely making her son an orphan. And now Mom and Auntie are dead. Dad's dead. Oh, and there is no orphanage. What am I talking about? He's gonna end up on the streets. Oh, crap. For the sake of your child, because he sounds young, he doesn't sound like a teenager who can maybe handle himself. But I don't believe you.
Against all odds, I believe you. What happened in that crypt will stay between the two of us.
Truly. Oh, Mr. Holmes, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, please, stop. The truth is the truth, and that's as far as my interest extends. That said, a word of advice. The next time you pursue another source of income, consider something more legal.
Yes, sir. Of course. I don't know what I was thinking. But what about the official investigation?
Yes, I will of course take care of it. Farewell, Mrs. Levy.
Oh, John liked my answer. Okay. Mrs. Levy was remorseful, so Sherlock gave her a second chance. I'm sure she'll use it to make her life better. She better. Let's go drop this off. I'm like, she better for her son. No more murdering. No more illegal things, please. Because murder is bad. 2 wardrobe items. What did I get? What did I get? Mycroft's official attire. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. It does look nice. What is the second item, though? No, I already had the mustache. I already had the powder. What's the second item? Because it goes, like, in order if you get it, so... Okay. Oh! John gets an outfit! The only upside to being a bureaucrat is fancy clothes. That's what you're wearing, John. No, put me back in my fancy deep V cut. I do look nice, though. I do look nice. Let's be nice. I'm gonna do an in-out to make sure there's no more Mycroft postcards. Just to make sure, you know. Okay, cool. There are none. Which means give me Mother's case, please. Come, John. I swear to God, if you die at this moment, cry.
Sherry, please listen to me. Sherry.
John, I always listen to you.
You don't have to do this. You don't have to go through. I don't know what is beyond this door, but I can feel it. Buzzing, angry, like a fly at the window.
I know. I can sense it too.
You locked away this memory for a reason. There is only pain here.
Pain? And truth.
You do not need to suffer either. There is so much more we can do on Cordona, so many others we can help. There is no coming back from this.
And this is how the game tells you, like, once you do this, you can't go do other stuff. And as far as I know, we've done all the side quests. I have to finish this, John. I'm guessing I found my mother's body, and that's, like, drama.
John, my animum, my brother, there is nothing more important in this moment than this truth. I know you fear for me, but my path was set long ago. I can no more step off it than I can ask the avalanche to roll back uphill.
Just... please be careful, Sherry. I love you.
Quite. Come on. We'll go together.
Aww. Aww. Don't die, John. Stay with me. Aww. Sherlock admitting he has feelings for his imaginary friend. That's a nice garden.
Why didn't I remember we had such a big garden?
Maybe you forgot it for your own good.
It's huge. Ooh, you're in. We're in our normal clothes.
That's the descendant of a tree your father planted in London, correct?
Indeed, we planted the sprout here, and for a while it grew happily. Alas, it seems without us here to care for it, it didn't survive.
I'm afraid to approach the water.
Ah, yes. The statue of Merope. My mother was trying to restore it. Pity she never had the opportunity to finish.
Just seeing if there's anything else. Ooh, I can't run. I can only walk. Ooh. John, I see you over there. What you doing?
Is that the raft we made together, John?
Looks more like a pile of rotten planks now.
Hello, Mother. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to grow up.
That's from Mother's favorite tea set. What is it doing in here?
Ooh, this is me.
Come here, Sherry. Hurry.
These must help calm her down.
What are you thinking about? Is everything all right?
Oh my god. Did I kill my mom? With her tea on the day she died. Risk of side effects. Dr. Richard experimented on my mother with unconventional drugs and treatments. Every dose had a risk of side effects. Or, my mother used sedatives frequently, so her body must have built up a tolerance. It wouldn't be a danger to her. Or, if she drowned. My mother was drowned. Someone drowned my mother either by accident or on purpose. Or, if we say she didn't drown, allergic reaction. My mother had an unexpected allergic reaction to her medication and she suffocated. I think somebody killed her, but I'm also leaning towards she had a reaction. And then me being tiny little, I think I can save her, tried to save her, but it just made it worse. Because it's like, oh, she must be choking. Let me get her thing. But they said it was on the side of her neck, not down the neck. Oh, no. Let's see. I'm just gonna see if there's like any... Oh, there was something at the gazebo. Oh, there's a book at the gazebo. Ow. She disappeared. Interact with the teacup on the tray. Collect the small bottle in the flashback scene on the table near young John. Now walk through the gazebo. Oh, now I'm supposed to go to the gazebo. I think somebody killed her. So I'm gonna make sure my deduction reflects that. I think somebody killed her. I can't run to the gazebo, I have to walk. Just make sure. Yeah, this is the current selected pin thing. Gotta be mindful of what I have pinned. Ooh, yeah.
Don't go, Mother, wait.
Oh, no. Hey!
I remember this artifact from Mother's collection.
So yeah, we were messing with that the day we were in the Cabinet of Curiosities.
Mother's work journal. I liked poring over the detailed pages and reading about my parents' collection.
Yeah, we were looking at this.
Here it is. We'll just borrow it for a while.
Did you hear that? Someone's coming. Let's take a peek.
You call this progress? Charlotte, amateur. I'm not letting you anywhere near my mother again.
Any result is progress, even if it is a worsening of her condition. It informs my...
No. I have made my decision. She must be sent to a legitimate medical facility. I will not let her hurt Sherlock.
What? Master Holmes, you do not understand.
That will be all. I expect you to have left the house by week's end.
What do you mean hurt me?
Sherry, say something. Can you hear me? You're scaring me.
Sherry, come here, darling. Sherlock, I'm here. Come closer.
My mother called me Sherry.
Sherry, come here, darling.
Coming, Mother. This was from my mother, wasn't it? I remember how we came to the garden for a breath of fresh air.
Did I push her? I'm just holding
Take me to
W.
my flowers, Sherry. They must already be in bloom.
As you wish, Mum.
I'm just holding
You
W.
missed the fresh air, didn't you?
Terribly. The sun is far brighter than I remember. But I like it.
We can walk each day from now on, if you want.
That would be wonderful. Just look at them. The stars of the earth. Even the sky must be jealous of their beauty.
Indeed. Mother, would you like to go around the water?
That would be perfect. I always wanted such a nice pond in London. It looks so peaceful.
Mycroft knew you would like it.
I'm waiting for it to go
We should
dark.
put some fish in it, don't you think?
How about some carp?
That's a nice idea. Let's visit your father's tree. It grows so fast, just like you.
We could even build a tree house in it.
Yes, Sherry. Speaking of your father, could you call him out, please?
Mom! I'm sorry. He passed away. He's gone.
No, he's not.
I'm telling the truth. Did you forget again?
No! Don't you dare say such things! You are a liar like all the others!
Mother!
Don't call me that! You aren't fooling me!
No! Mom, it hurts!
My son would never lie!
Mom, stop!
Who are you? Reveal yourself!
Please, stop! It's me, Sherlock!
You are not my Sherry! Give me my son back or I'll kill you!
Yo. So I drowned a little bit as a kid. I was like, something's gonna happen. Either I tried to drown my mom and then save her, or... What is that disease called? There is a name for it. And she wasn't drowned. Then again, I don't know that. My mother tried to kill me. And she tried to drown us in the pool. Mycroft accused Dr. Richter. He blamed her for our mother's death. Ooh, okay, what's this one? My mother, Violet, was drowned by Otto Richter. Mycroft accused him of murder, but it's unclear if Otto killed her deliberately. Deliberate murder. To end her suffering and save her life, Mycroft hid the truth to protect me and was correct in accusing Otto of impropriety. Or, Otto killed my mother while trying to save me. The drowning was an accident, and he desperately attempted a trajectory to save her. Mycroft hid the truth to protect me and wrongly accused Otto. Or... My mother died from an allergic reaction after we gave her sedatives with her morning tea. Otto tried to save her, yet Mycroft deliberately blamed him for the death. John is the killer? I killed my mother without knowing it. The idea to give her sedatives came from John, which means that I cannot trust my own mind. To heal myself, I must get rid of John. Mycroft hid the truth to protect me, or I killed my mother. I'm responsible for my mother's death. It was my idea to give her medication, which caused the allergic reaction that killed her. It's my guilt. Mycroft hid the truth to protect me. I think Otto did it, because it looks like I passed out, right? I didn't grab a teacup and smash it and, like, cut her throat or something. So what I'm guessing is she drowned me and then realized what she did and probably tried to drown herself. Like, oh no, I've killed my baby. I don't want to kill John. But it is also possible. He gave her like 10 different drugs. So yeah, me coming in being like, here's an extra dose. That could have pushed her. But we know that she had this illness. But it was getting worse with all the crazy medicine he was giving her. I think Otto accidentally killed her. What does the guide say? Eventually, this will trigger a decisive scene, after which you presented a total of 4 possible explanations of what happened here. Choosing any of the above will unlock the last cutscenes and reward you with the achievement. There is no right or wrong choice here. The ending is open for interpretation, and you get the trophy regardless of your choice. Well, that's good to know for anybody who's like, I'm achievement hunting. I think... Because what is that disease called? There is an actual disease where it's like, when you like look at someone and they're like talking to you, your brain just screams, it's not that person. But if they're like, if it's just a voice and you don't see them, you're like, oh yeah, it's totally them. But if for some reason, like looking at them, it's like the imposter syndrome thing. Because in that moment, she was like, you're not my son. So she was definitely not in the right mind. But she had lucid moments. You know, she comes down from the rage, realizes what she did. But who got me out? Yeah, who got me out of the water? She was lost in the sauce of her brain. I think so. Right? I don't think he drowned her, though. I think she drowned herself. But I don't want to get rid of John. I don't want to get rid of John. I don't want to blame John. Let me go back. Let me look at the I did it. I think I did it, because I'm 21 and I have a very strong imaginary friend. That is a hardcore, like, defense mechanism. Also, the fact that you kept calling me Sherry, which apparently is what my mother called me. I killed Mom. I caused it. I'm sure.
Sherlock. Can you hear me? Come on, wake up.
Get off me.
Sherry.
You knew, and more than that, you hid it from me.
You couldn't bear the truth, Sherlock, so I shouldered it for you. I took your pain, your horror.
I killed my own mother, John. It is unforgivable.
It was an accident, Sherlock. She was mad, abusive. You were a child, simply trying to help.
How could I? How could she? You were a lie, John. A fiction. A crutch.
No, I was a friend. Sherlock, please.
Sherlock?
What?
Are you okay?
I don't know.
I told you not to come, Sherlock. Where is he?
Who?
Your friend, John.
He's beside you.
Was all this worth it? Is he worth it?
Why is he here?
I think, in his own way, he was trying to protect me. From a truth I couldn't bear. But now I must face it. There is only one thing to be done.
What are you talking about?
To expect adherence to the principles of truth and justice, but to fail to hold oneself likewise accountable, it would be hypocrisy. My mother died by my hand. I must turn myself into the authorities and face the consequences of my actions.
The consequences of your actions? You were a child. She did this to you, not you unto her. You are throwing your life away in an act of moralistic vanity. Think of all you could accomplish for our nation.
This is where we differ, Mycroft. To you, the ends justify the means. To me, the means have decided the end. The truth is the truth.
Fine, Sherlock. Walk yourself into the police station and pray those men you oft embarrassed hold no grudges. If you're lucky, they'll simply exile you. If not, I'll see you in 20 years.
Okay, I was like, John, don't leave!
Are you going to berate me too? Try and talk me out of it?
My chain's a little crumpled.
As I told my brother, if I cannot demonstrate the character I chastise others for lacking...
Sherry, I think this is something you will have to do yourself.
Myself? How do you mean?
All I ever did, all I ever wanted, was to protect you from what happened. And now you tell me I was wrong to try, that it was ego or hypocrisy to show a young boy kindness. But it was just empathy, creativity, and love for one's self. So please, please, Sherlock, don't do it.
Why can none of you see it? The truth is the truth. A murder is a murder. Tell me, John, why?
Because you're breaking my heart. I know you've decided. I know. I just wish you hadn't.
I'm sorry, John. All these years we spent together, all the time I took for granted. You'll always be a part of me.
No, Sherry. That's the point. I don't think I will.
Oh, I'm crying! Oh, Sherlock's crying! So shout out to my brother for acknowledging that I have an imaginary friend. Closing a chapter, remember everything. Man, who remembers the death of their imaginary friend? Like, at what point did you just stop, like, hanging out with them, you know? You know, you're together every day, and then just suddenly you just stop thinking about them. They disappear. Bogle, get away from me!
Why are you here?
Closure, I suppose. And to help a friend.
You and I are not friends. In a race between the thawing of the ice caps and our friendship, I would buy a boat.
Ha! Is that right?
I can see it now. I know what you did.
What did I do?
You needled me. From the moment we met, you were searching for weakness. You pushed me to pursue the truth about my mother. You questioned everything I did, everything I believed, to break me. To blur truth and fiction, reality, morality. A saboteur in silk. Was it vengeance, Werner? Or do you prefer Klaus?
Excuse me?
You are Klaus Richter, Otto's younger brother. Do you hold me responsible for his end?
Ha! There was no love lost between me and my brother.
Called it!
I'm sure you can relate. Otto was merely the gravity that pulled me into your orbit. Or you into mine. Once I met you, I could not keep away.
Then why? What reason do you have for all this?
To help you.
You're lying.
To show you that you were wrong.
More lies. I know you now, Werner. Try again.
To see what had happened. Or is that yet another untruth? Does it matter? Take your pick. Who cares? You're my masterpiece. I turned Sisyphus into Ozymandias. You could not see the futility of your quest until I helped you to let go of the rock. And now, nothing beside remains.
I remain. Despite you, and to spite you.
It is a matter of will and power now. Will you overcome this, or shall you decay? Oh, on that note, I brought you something.
I want nothing more from you.
When one wants for nothing, Sherlock, the best thing to get them is something personal. So, here you are. Now, please excuse me, but the gallery calls. I'm already conceiving my next project.
Don't touch me. Not touchy. I swear, if it's a portrait of John, I'm gonna lose my mind. What is this?
You really are beautiful.
What is this? I love it because low key, I am actually sitting like this right now.
I was prepared to take responsibility for my actions, but again my brother conspired against me. A little diplomatic pressure and the trial was dismissed. Instead, I was exiled from Cordona. Freedom never tasted so bitter. Another perversion of justice at Mycroft's hand. With no means, no home, and no purpose, I returned to London. I enrolled at Cambridge University, but few lectures held my interest. I prefer to spend time alone at the hospital laboratory, pursuing truths in chemical form. No one there questions my choices. I have begun to attract a desperate clientele, men that skulk after me, pleading for answers to their simple mysteries. At first, the distraction was unwelcome. Now, I find myself craving it, lest my mind drift back to the island, to Mother, to John. What was her life worth? How many adulterers and petty thieves will it take to make it right? Can anything?
Is this where I meet John Watson? Oh my god, I'm just punching a body.
I found it! I found it! I found it!
And what is that?
Shut up.
How far, bruises may be produced after death. How are you? You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive.
How on earth did you know that?
Never mind. The question now is about bruising. No doubt you see the significance of this discovery of mine.
It is interesting, no doubt, but practically...
Why, it is the most practical medico-legal discovery for years. Had we these data sooner, hundreds of men would have paid the penalty for their crimes. Cases oft hinge upon how a man died. Now, we can know which wounds he suffered alive, which occurred post-mortem, and what instrument was responsible, and ergo, one will soon be able to calculate with utmost precision when and where death occurred, sparing the innocent and damning the guilty.
Well, then you are to be congratulated.
Indeed. But, you came here on business.
Correct again. I am looking for someone with whom to take diggings, and heard you were complaining that you could get no one to go halves with you.
I have my eye on a suite in Baker Street, which would suit us down to the ground. You don't mind the smell of strong tobacco, I hope?
I smoke ships myself.
That's good enough. I get in the dumps at times, and don't open my mouth for days on end. Just let me alone, and I'll soon be right. What have you to confess now? It's best for two fellows to know what bruises each other carries before they begin to live together. My last companion and I...
Well, I object to rows because my nerves are shaken, and I get up at all sorts of ungodly hours, and I am extremely lazy. I have another set of vices when I'm well, but those are the principal ones at present.
Do you include violin playing in your category for rout?
It depends on the player. A well-played violin is a treat for the gods. A badly played one.
Oh, no, that's all right. I think we may consider the thing as settled. Oh, forgive my manners. My attention wavers. Sherlock Holmes.
Dr. John Watson.
John.
Oh my god, Sherlock! He sees his imaginary friend in him. He got nervous and anxious. Ah! I love it. Love it. Such a good game. Ooh, I'm so excited for the next one. So good. So good! And I guess if I wanted to, I could play this off stream, like doing all the bandit things and buy the outfits. But I'm happy. What does VR stand for? I don't think I ever figured that out. I was just like, meh. Ooh, I should have manually saved before I went into the garden. Oops. Dang. That didn't take us too long at all. God, such a good game. Man, what's the next one gonna be like? Because I know it has more spooky elements. Ooh, does that mean I have to fight monsters? Or do I just fight more cultists? Ooh. I am the excited. And if I'm not mistaken, Sherlock Holmes Awakened, I believe was made like during the war that is still going on, by the way. And it's just like, like kudos, all the kudos to be like, yeah, shit's on fire, but we're gonna make this game. I'm curious to see what influences have gone into it because of that. The cat bug! I want that. I want that model. I want like that figure or something. It doesn't have to be actually flesh. I just like want it. It's so cute. Little kitty. Maybe I could try to make it. Oh, why is the mermaid tiny? Why are you tiny? You were huge before. Weird. Yeah. What? what would you guys have chosen? Like, would you have blamed the doctor, or would you have been like, John did it, John murdered the mom? I don't think John did it. I mean, yes, he did, but like, I'm the one ultimately that had to do it. He's imaginary. I couldn't blame John. He's been with me since childhood. They did not. Ooh, there's something fun happening at work. I swear, if they made the update, I'll be like, interesting. I might have gotten a little heated at work because I don't want to be in any legal troubles. Well, since we're getting the computer worked on tomorrow, I guess we'll stop here. We won't start the Awakened because I just want brand new. Oh yeah, I got a little spicy at work. Just like, hey, what's going on? Ooh, thanks to everyone who along the way who helped bring Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 to life, and a special thanks to all of our families for patience and support. And there you go. It is the game. And Sherlock Holmes the Awakened. Sherlock means Lovecraft is next. Possibly the Mummy mystery one. I'll see if my new upgraded computer can get it to work. If not, we're going into the Awakened. And that's fine. That is totally fine. But there we go. Nice little short stream today. Didn't expect it. I'm definitely going to go do some work stuff now because they replied. But thank you for sticking around. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. And of course, thank you for messing with the Tangia. Appreciate it. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you Friday. Zeus Massey.